Everybody, I'm Hillary Atkin from the Atkin Report in Los Angeles, and I'm so excited to welcome Toni Lorene from The Voice to this edition of Hillary's Happy Hour. Toni, how are you doing?
I'm doing so well, Hillary. Thank you so much for asking.
I'm so happy to have you here. You have been through 3 rounds of the competition already and emerged victorious in every performance. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It has been a long journey.
Well, let's rewind to your blind audition of Cause I Love You, which got Reba, Niall, and Snoop to turn for you. After their great feedback, how did you make your decision to go with Snoop? And was it what you hoped for?
Well, I had kind of been gunning for Snoop the entire time. I loved that Reba was first to turn. I will say that truly made it a much more exciting experience because, you're just standing there waiting on one of those chairs to turn around. So grateful to Reba for, sticking my place in on the show nice and early. And of course, thank you to Niall because I think that he is excellent. But I had a plan, I came in with a plan, and my plan was to be on Team Snoop. And as soon as Snoop turned, seconds before the song was over, I had to go with Snoop. He is just a wonderful coach. He is an empire in this industry. And I think that he had a lot of knowledge that he could pass down to me to help me in my career. And I felt like we would be the best fit. So I had to choose my Uncle Snoop, of course. And it has completely surpassed all of my expectations being on Team Snoop. Things that I would have never imagined are happening right now. It has been wonderful.
So good to hear. But I want to talk about what happened next to you after the blind. You battled with Sadie Dahl, a
Yes.
four-chair turn and a close teammate on Team Snoop.
Mhm.
And after that performance, Niall said you were bonkers. Both Reba and Michael picked you as the winner. But how were you feeling as you waited for Snoop to decide? And then when Sadie got stolen by Niall?
I will say Snoop takes a lot of time on that stage to talk to the gangster Holy Ghost
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's been doing. And that time seems like it lasts like a good 30 minutes just waiting on him to get word. And it's like, okay, has he answered you yet? Because we are waiting over here to hear who you're going to choose. And I will say like that battle with Sadie, it was pretty nerve-wracking because Sadie is a talented one. She is so strong vocally. She is so unique stylistically. She has her own thing going. But we had a great time working together. Snoop really tried to, make sure that we all felt like a family. And with that, it made it feel less like a competition and more like we just have to go out there and put on a great performance and give a show, which is what I'm pretty sure we did. And Sadie and I both said that we weren't going home. We weren't leaving the show, regardless of what happens. We know, someone has to win, but we knew that neither of us were going home. And we were, of course, victorious in that. So I'm so glad that Sadie is got stolen by Niall, but I'm also very glad that I got to stay on Team Snoop.
Well, speaking about great performances, I was wowed by your knockout of Lady Marmalade, which is such an iconic song. It makes everyone want to get up and dance, right?
Yeah.
How did you prep for that? And why did you pick that specific song?
I I'll start by why I chose the song. I chose Lady Marmalade because it is that song, it makes people want to dance, it makes people feel good. We didn't know, after we chose our songs, we never know who we could be paired against. So I just knew whatever song I chose, it needed to be big enough and I needed to be able to put on a good enough show to, compete with whoever it is that I'm battling and whatever song that it is that they're singing. And I just felt really strongly about Lady Marmalade. I know it's a big song. I know it takes a lot of vocal chops. I felt like, I could live up to it, and it seems that I did. So That was my choice. I had a fun time. I wanted to have fun. I wanted America to get to see me on stage doing what I love to do in the best light possible. So Lady Marmalade was the perfect choice for that.
I loved it, but you're talking about chops. You also have acting chops. So let's talk about your role on Coco Melon.
Ah, Coco Melon. I started working on Coco Melon during the pandemic, actually, when the show was nowhere near as popular as it is now. It was very early on. They were just looking for somebody to play a mom and the voice of the doctor. I didn't even have like a full home recording studio set up just yet. I recorded it on my phone. And then next thing you know, I booked the gig and then Coco Melon just took off amidst the pandemic. It was it was exciting. You know, everyone in my family was excited. I have lots of nieces and nephews, so they were all excited. At the time, I was also nannying and working with lots of kids. So any home that I went into, we were always listening to Coco Melon all day. And it really just helped, add another a little star on that resume and to just help boost my career in this way that I felt was true to me. I feel like working on a show like Coco Melon is so fitting for someone like me. I love kids. I love animation. I love singing. So it was it was just a perfect fit.
Well, speaking about your singing, tell me about some of your musical influences.
Oh, so many, but one of the biggest has to be Miss Tina Turner. I love Tina. I think that she's so strong and powerful and confident, and that is the type of artistry that I hope to exude and that I hope people see in me. That power that she has. That's not something that I always felt that I was capable of, but over time, especially in my time on the show, I think I felt a little more comfortable letting that out and showing the world what it is that I have inside and that I actually do have a strong and powerful voice. So Miss Tina is like the top one. And then of course we have artists like Aretha Franklin. I'm also a big Queen fan. Any artists who, truly take in that musicality and do what they want with it, artists who like to mix genres and show that they don't just do one thing, but they can do all things. Those types of artists really resonate with me, and that's the type of artistry that I want the world to see from me. So those are my ones.
Toni, I understand that you have a very special and unique connection to one of the Voice's most acclaimed winners in all of its 28 seasons. So tell us about that.
Yes, Mr. Jordan Smith. Years ago, when I first moved to Los Angeles, he had just won the show and he was working on his debut album from that. And I guess they were looking for background vocalists to help record some things on his album. And I was chosen to be one of those singers, and I got to go in the studio with him and record on like 5 songs on the album. And it was a wonderful time, and I actually got to witness firsthand in person that just that ridiculous voice that he has. So much skill, so much talent, so much power, a ridiculous range right in front of me. It's like almost unbelievable. I wouldn't believe it unless I got to see it in person. He is phenomenal and such a kind and sweet human being. Like exactly the person that you'd seen win that show on TV. That's exactly who he is. But yeah, that was like my first little connection to the voice aside from auditioning in the past, but I got to sing on Jordan Smith's debut album after he won the show.
That is so exciting. I have to tell you, he was one of my favorite artists on The Voice of all time. And I really am heartened to hear what you say that he was such a nice guy too, because he was so modest.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Very true to himself, true to who he is, very down to earth human being, a wonderful person. Yeah, I one of my favorite winners of The Voice as well.
Well, Toni, I'm so looking forward to your next performance on The Voice. And I want to thank you for taking time out to be with me on Hillary's Happy Hour
Thank
and
you.
wrap it up with a toast to you. and your continued success on The Voice.
Thank you so, so much. Let's hope I make it far.
Let's do. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers to you.